When you saw Kid Michael Phelps, what was your impression? Arms as long as his legs?
Yeah, I was like, this is one ugly child.
Hi, my name is Scoochie Boochie. I was born from a volcano, and now I'm the best rapper in the United States. Welcome to Holy Smokes. It's my comedy podcast where we smoke weed and tell Bible stories. It's kind of like drunk history, but with weed and the Bible. And we do improv scenes as well. New episodes every Monday on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, and you can watch the full episodes on YouTube. My guests are usually Chicago improv people, but last week I went to LA and recorded 7 episodes with friends that have moved out there, and I'm really excited. So we're actually going to jump to those. If you've been following along, you know I'm going through the Bible chronologically. It's going to be a bit of a leap in that. Don't worry, we'll get back to the older episodes, hopefully with now more people watching because of my LA friends, that some of which have kind of a following, which is nice when you're trying to be a show. So also, thank you to all the new people that found my Scoochie Boochie stuff this week. I've had a wonderful week, and people have said a lot of really nice stuff. Thank you for listening to my raps as well. Enjoy. Yeah, I think I can just barely pick that
Molly.
up and see.
No more licky.
This is what the folks want. The sound of a dog absolutely glucking her paws. That's quite. She's really getting in there. Yeah, I'm definitely not going to record her for privacy's sake. That's pretty intimate what she's doing with her paw right there.
She'll stop eventually. Or the paw will fall off.
This is really impressive, honestly. The determination.
Molly. She looked at me like, shut up.
I almost got it. I almost got the entire toe bean off. She just wants beans. That's fine. I can't really hear it. So you said when you were a kid, you were like locked in, listening, being like, "This shit is serious," and then did that continue into high school? What was high school church relationship like?
I had a dramatic falling out with Christianity, and in North Carolina, that was like a whole thing. So when my maternal grandma died when I was 12, we stopped going to church because it turned out that we were just going to church so that my maternal grandma wouldn't judge me, right? But certainly I didn't miss it. I wasn't like, gosh, I want to get back in that pew.
I want to go back to the building that they turned the basement into literal hell. I want to go there again.
So, yeah. But then as I got older, and like with time away from the church where it wasn't being impressed on me so often how evil it was to doubt, or not how evil it was to doubt, but just how doubts needed to be squashed.
Yeah.
I became an atheist.
Mm.
And I couldn't do it casually. No,
Yeah.
I had a coming out. I gathered 4 of my religious girlfriends because I didn't have any other type of friends.
That's the main kind in North Carolina.
There was no other type of friend at the time. I did have one friend from California.
There you go.
And she was agnostic, but I gathered my religious friends and I was like, hey guys, I have something big to tell you. Buckle up because this one's gonna hurt. I don't believe in God.
You hit it.
One of my friends immediately starts crying.
Sure.
Devastated because there goes my soul. She had wanted for us to be roommates in heaven, and we can't be.
It's like finding out you're going to different colleges.
Yeah, I'm not going. And then my Catholic friend, and this was the thing that was like, what? I'm a literal thinker, right? So if someone tells me this book is, to be a Christian, to be a Presbyterian, you have to believe this book. I think that means I have to believe what's written in the book.
Right.
But then my Catholic friend was like, oh, no, it's all metaphors. The Bible's all metaphors. None of that's real. Just because the story says that Jonah lived in the belly of a whale for 3 days doesn't mean that an actual person actually lived in the belly of the whale. That's a metaphor. It's a metaphor. Mm-hmm. And 7 days doesn't mean 7 days because before the sun, how long was a day? And just like all these types of things. And I was like, okay, well, it's a little too late for that.
Yeah.
Because nobody told me there was an alternative interpretation of the text.
Yeah.
And like, what? And then, wait. Oh, yeah, the other argument was millions of people believe it. Can millions of people be wrong?
It's like, and what about the more millions of people that are other religions or not?
Yeah. Yeah, so it was like a big thing. And then when I was a teenager, I used to like get in fights with Christians on Facebook.
Oh, hell yeah, let him have it.
Yeah, because like once I had fallen out with it, it felt like, oh, I need to spread the word. Like people need to know.
You applied a similar fervor.
Yes, because I didn't know that being an atheist, like I had a Christian idea of what being an atheist was.
Right. You're like, this is my team now.
Yeah, and I have to proselytize to the Christians that they're wrong.
Evangelizing people with people. I bring bad news. It's all a lie. Gather around. They're like, ugh, I don't want to do that.
Yeah, but also like, what was I looking to accomplish? Like just to bring.
Best case scenario, they're also bummed out and disillusioned.
Best case scenario, none of us believe in an afterlife.
And we'll continue to not hang out. Awesome.
Right. So it was dramatic. It was a dramatic.
I love that. I like the idea of sort of coming out, but it's not for your sexuality. Or maybe not even coming out as atheist. Like, what's an unusual thing to come out as? That could be a good scene. Like, coming out as a sports fan. Like, guys, I'm secretly an NFL fan or something like that. You know, coming out as...
a bird watcher.
There you go. You want to do
because,
that?
yeah, you can be my husband, Tyler, because he hates birds.
Okay, cool. And then this is you revealing that you've secretly gotten into bird watching?
And yeah, and this is kind of a true story.
Okay, cool.
And I've never, yeah.
All right. And I'm not allowed to do the Tyler voice?
No.
Okay, cool. I'll do a normal voice.
Babe?
Hey, what's up?
I want to show you something.
Okay. I can pause 2K.
Okay. I just want to warn you, before I show you this is not like anything that I've shown you before.
Okay.
And I know that this might not exactly be something you're excited about, but I just want you to know that it's an important part of me before I show you this, okay?
Is it like a girl thing?
Well, we've already established that I'm bi, and we've gotten over that, right? And so I'm not dating any women because that would be cheating.
Sure.
Yeah? You know this. We both know this. We both know we both know that being bisexual...
we put it on the board.
...does not mean being polyamorous.
Right.
Yeah. Anyways, now that we've rehashed that conversation... This is a picture of a blue jay. Okay, I knew that you would react this way. Please do not vomit.
Ooh.
I just cleaned... Okay, if you are going to vomit, I really, really, really would love if you did it over a toilet. And this is the thing. And this is the thing of, like, I never feel like I could talk to you about this because this is how you'd react. But, like... birds have been in our backyard, and I've been looking at them.
No.
I've been watching them.
But aren't you terrified? They're too fast. I'd be shaking in my boots.
I know, and that's the thing, is that you let your fear guide your life. I'm not willing to let fear guide mine.
I hear you. I acknowledge that you're bi and that does not mean you're poly, and to do so would be cheating.
Yes.
But when I see a bird, it's like a reptile brain, like deep evolutionary fight and flight response. I want to run away and fight something else, and I don't want to bring that energy into our house. And I know I can't control it, so I can't be having it at least not on the tablet. You can go see them, but don't put it on a screen near me. That's like showing it's like a snuff film, or that's like showing like someone melting from hot lava to me.
It doesn't feel like we're working within reality when you say things like that. Okay, we need a compromise, okay?
Okay.
How about one stained glass hummingbird? Please, Tyler.
Where in the house?
the kitchen?
I'm always in the kitchen. That's one of my favorite places. By the sink?
Yes, above the kitchen sink.
That
Where
would be-
else would you put a stained glass hummingbird?
Maybe in the freezer door, so you can see like the potatoes behind it or whatever.
Tyler, no sun could come through if the stained glass is in the freezer.
The light of the freezer, though, could shine through it, kind of a cold blue light. Actually, sink is better, because I go to the freezer more often than I wash my hands, so maybe we do that.
Okay, so you would just prefer that I keep this part of myself hidden away.
Okay, you know what? I hear you, because I've actually been holding in a similar thing.
Yeah?
And maybe that's our compromise.
Okay.
You can have some bird imagery around the house, you can look at your birds, but I've been getting, like, kind of into juggling, and that's where I go when I go out in the yard for a long time, and I make sure you're, like, napping or something, is I'm out there tossing rocks and tossing balls and tossing bowling pins.
How many objects at once are we talking about?
I've gotten up to 4 for about, like, 1 toss, but I can do 3 pretty consistently. So it's really just base level juggling. Nothing crazy.
So just...
Nothing crazy.
You say nothing crazy when we're talking about something that defies the laws of physics.
I know it's against God to sustain objects in the air like that. I know, but it feels so right. I was meant to juggle. If you're going to throw up, please do it in the sink. Oh, that was really good. That was way too good. Folks, it's Holy Smokes, where we smoke weed and tell Bible stories. I'm Scoochie Boochie. Caroline Easom here. Thanks for doing the show. So, we just had with Jordan the story of manna from heaven when they're out in the desert. Excuse me, and God provides bread from the sky.
Yeah.
That was seamless. McDonald's, just as good as when you just ate it.
Which isn't saying much.
Imagine a commercial for a restaurant that's like, and the burps even are good. That's how good our food is. When you're like, umami.
Ew.
Sorry. We'll start gross with this one. That's what I decided. I'm just adjusting the elegant white gloves of this chair. It's kind of nice. It has like almost like an Audrey Hepburn glove.
Audrey Hepburn chair.
So now the Israelites leave the desert, and then they camp at some place called Rephidim, and there's no water for a whole country. They're like, shit. They start complaining. They say, give us some water. Moses goes, why are you complaining to me and trying to put the Lord to the test? He's like an exasperated mom in the mall. Like, you're trying to drive me nuts? And they're like, did you bring us out of Egypt just to let us and our families and our animals die? The animals are always included. Like, even when, like, the plagues happen and, like, the eldest son died, it was also the eldest son of all the cows and the ox. Like, they're very much in the head count. So, like, you brought us out here to let our pigs freaking bite it? And Moses prayed to the Lord and goes, what am I going to do? They're about to stone me. With sharp raw.
He sounds like a airline employee, you know, where he's like, what do you want me to do? Like, he can't change any of this.
Yeah.
He's not the boss. He doesn't change the schedule. He doesn't, he can't make the plane get here faster.
I know, folks, we can't open the gate. There's nothing we can do to get that plane out of that gate. So
Yeah.
we're just going to have to wait.
Yeah.
And he's like, people are about to freaking mutiny style. I'm about to get iced.
Yeah.
And the Lord says, take some of the leaders with you and go ahead of the rest of the people. Take that stick, that special stick, the one that you hit the Nile with to turn it into blood, the one you turned into snake, basically the most important stick in the whole Bible. And go ahead and when you get to the rock at Mount Sinai, strike the rock with the stick. And water will pour out. And he did that while the leaders watched.
Whoa, was Moses the first drummer?
He hit him with the big ceremonial drum too, like boom, boom, timpani style.
Oh, and like Olympics opening ceremony style, like the water drum.
Yeah, dude, kind of like I'm picturing like a Blue Man Group, and they hit there's
Yeah,
paint flying everywhere.
Too. Yeah, I was picturing Blue Man
His
Group.
hair's all wet and long, and he's like ripped. People getting fired up. All the Israelites doing that, like, oh, 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 oh. Enter Sandman. Yeah, it works. And then the people that complained and tested the Lord by saying, is the Lord really with us? So Moses named that place Massah, which means testing, and Meribah, which means complaining. So he's like so petty. He's like, you know what this rock's called? Fucking Whiner Town, because you guys wouldn't shut the fuck up about being dehydrated. Okay? There's lots of pettiness between like either the leaders or like God being like, Yeah, you guys want to? Then fine, fuck you. That kind of energy is pervasive in the OT.
Our God is a petty God.
Our God is a petty God. Did you have a least? Was there a less boring organ song they'd play in church? Was there one that you're like, this one's kind of my jam, actually, or were they all just dry as a bone?
Oh, they were dry as a bone, and not, and every person in the congregation, white as the driven snow. So just no rhythm,
no movement,
standing
like a stone. Yeah.
Yeah, we had just like the singers, like, very like singing a hymn type singers of Amazing Grace.
Yeah.
I actually loved Amazing Grace, though. I thought
that one is a bop.
When I was singing it, I thought, like, I'm tearing this up. Like, I'm so talented.
It's kind of church karaoke song.
How sweet the sound.
Doing this in church, closing one ear.
But, this was not a part. We didn't have fun songs like this at our church. Actually, I bet someone did sing this at our church. But I've always thought, Mary, did you know?
Oh, yeah.
It's your baby boy.
It's like a moody Christmas song. It's kind of
someday walk on water.
Grunge it up over. Mary, did you know it's your baby boy?
Something about sons and daughters.
Amazing girl, how sweet is how.
Nickelback.
Shekelback.
Shekelback. Shekel.
Yeah, that's a nice little short and sweet little story. They're like it's like a mom in a minivan. Like, we want water. Take your juice.
Oh, wait. So, like, did he make enough water to hydrate the people when he banged on the drum?
He, like, opened up a fountain, basically.
He banged on the rock?
Yeah.
Okay, so, like, literally this could just be a story of, man finds water source.
Yeah, which is clutch. I like to picture he did, like, a Mulan-style, like, fighting stick routine where he's, like, spinning it around, like, like behind the back a couple times, like a monk, and then just, and then I like to think, also, super long skinny jet, just, like, and everyone's like, whoa! Like the kind of, like when a dog's biting a hose that's going fast and biting the water.
Yeah.
But it's really just like, so that's kind of fun. Have you ever seen, I think it was off for years, but there was a fountain that shoots over the Chicago River in a giant arc, kind of close to Lakeshore Drive. But Yeah, and it had been off for years, but they just turned it back on, which is dope as a tour guide because you get to just stop and be like, check that out. And then it's an 80-foot arc of water all the way across, and it goes for a minute, and it's 1 billion gallons of water. And
fountains are the most, like, human thing. Just like, you want to see something cool?
You want to see how much water we have?
Look how much this water is.
Volcano of water. You know what it is? It's like making it rain in the club, but with just water.
Well, it's like, with all the droughts, historically and otherwise, it's like such a flex. Like, look at that. Look at all this water.
For days.
I don't know what to do with all the water we have. I guess we'll do art with it.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, so this story kind of fits that. Like, having water is a flex in its own right, especially if you're in the desert.
You got to hit it with the right stick is what I'm hearing.
Yeah, it's more about the stick than the rock.
Yeah,
this is kind of
like you have to, that one special stick, magical wand?
It's kind of his Harry Potter wand.
It's his Harry Potter wand.
What's the wand store called again?
Ollivanders.
Yeah, he went to biblical Ollivanders and got a nice little staff with like a unicorn feather in it.
The staff chooses the prophet.
Yeah.
He put it in his hand. His hair starts flowing out like that. Like, I feel really good when I'm holding this staff.
And he's like, no one's ever used that staff. Only one other guy used like that staff.
When you're saying, like, I'm thinking of a penis.
And I too as well. Mm-hmm. Let's pray. You said that so matter of fact. I'd just like to report that at this time that is making me think of a penis. Thank you.
Well, you seem to not be even like seeing the parallels there of like Moses and his big stick, right? Like
Moses, why don't you bring that hog on down to the rock, lay it down. One time for the people. Boom. Breaks a rock in half.
Put your stick on the rock. Put it where?
He's just pumping away. People are like, we don't really want that water. Seems like you kind of humped the rock.
That's okay, Moses. We weren't actually thirsty.
Never mind.
Never freaking mind, actually.
He really loudly like, ah! And then water just shoots at him. It's like, dude, no, come on. Surely there was another way to perform that miracle. God said bring the lumber. I had no choice.
If he was really impressive, it wouldn't have been water, it would have been wine. Because the water back in those days was so ass that, like, if you don't want to die from drinking water, drink wine.
Dude, Vinny said that in his episode. He's like, I don't get beer. It's water for horses.
It is. It's hay water.
Hay water. Oh, hay water.
Hay water.
Good to see you shooting up in the air like that.
Do you like water, but you wish that it tasted like it went through a digestive system first?
Do you want water that makes you feel like you need to burp so bad you might throw up? Dude, a friend of a friend, friend's boyfriend can't burp. You know about that condition?
Yeah.
And so he farts for a long time.
Oof.
And she sent us a fart that is unbroken for like more than 30 seconds. I'll show you afterwards. It is extraordinary.
Unbroken. I come to you today, a fart unbroken.
Hi, Scoochie Boochie here. It's March, which means it's time for our monthly exclusive bonus video you can only see on the Patreon this month. It's a live clip of me doing a brand new unreleased song called Look at This Pup. So it's the only place in the world you can listen to this Scoochie Boochie song right now. It's a live clip from a really fun show we did here in Chicago, so check that out. If you join that Patreon, you also get discounts on Scoochie Boochie merch, including shirts and koozies and posters. And you help support my dream of doing this as a job. And there's also 2 slots left in the Disciple tier for $12 a month. You also get a free cameo of me saying whatever you want within reason. Thank you so much for supporting my dreams. You also notice the Patreon, I kind of rebranded it a little bit. Used to be just Holy Smoke stuff. Now it's like Scoochie Boochie plus Holy Smokes because it kind of de facto turned into both. And why not let people know that it's both? So thanks so much for supporting me. And let's get back to the show. What's one song that you would add to church that you feel like is not a Christian song, but would make church services fun? You know what I mean? If you could throw one into the put it on the aux in church. I feel like Unwritten has a little bit of religious under overtones.
Feel the rain on my skin. We could just change it. Feel the wine on my skin.
Yeah, it's
that's
easy swaps.
I do think that a lot of Taylor Swift songs would not feel out of place at church. Just like replace whatever guy the song is about with Jesus.
Yeah.
Like, our song is the slam of screen doors and Bibles.
Got crucified, and they were like, shake it off, shake it off.
Jesus doing shake it off after coming out of, the cave. I'm coming out of the cave, and I've been doing just fine.
Or just like, he's on the cross like, do you ever feel like a plastic bag? And then when he gets resurrected, like, baby, you're a fine one.
Katy Perry.
She was religious. She started off as a Christian singer. Yeah.
Yeah. And then they said, Katie, those boobs are too big for Christian music.
We got to set them free. Katie, come on. These modest clothes are doing no good.
Let the rain fall down and dissolve your modest clothes.
Did you ever do the song that was, for these are the days of Elijah? I guess that's more of a guitar song. You wouldn't have that in the hymn. Come thou fount of every blessing, Taylor Swift and her boyfriend.
Travis Kelce.
What are we going to do with you?
What are we going to do with you?
Kelce. It sounds like a white girl's name, but it's the last name of a big white guy. Who knew about that? Kelce.
Knew about that.
Imagine hearing Kelsey's coming on the girls' trip to Tulum, and then it's Travis Kelce, and you're like, oh.
What's Tulum?
It's in Mexico.
Oh, of course. Kelce.
What are we gonna do? You're in big trouble, Mr. Man. I'm Travis Kelce's parents. Been getting a lot of attention.
Travis Kelce's brother.
Yep.
He seems like the good Christian boy version of Travis Kelce.
Yeah, Travis Kelce's like, he'll wear like a big white fur coat and go to parties. And the other one, Jason, is just like he's like barbecue and family vibes.
Yeah, and his wife is having a 4th child now.
Yeah, laying him down.
Laying down
Popping them out.
tracks.
Dropping them like singles.
Yeah. And another one. Thank you. And another one. Thank you.
That's their artist pick of the week, like on Spotify. It's like, this is my new single, but it's like, this is Caden or whatever my new.
I just like to have enough kids to where like you could realistically forget about one for a minute. You know, like just like.
It's like juggling. How many can you keep?
How many can you keep in the air? And I personally think that more than one kid per parent, too many.
It's a bit of a mismatch.
I'm not mad at people with 3 kids, you know. I'm not mad at you. I'm just saying I think you made the wrong choice.
It's like if in basketball, you're trying to guard 3 players with 2 people. It's a mismatch, you know. Mm-hmm. There's a gap. They can attack those gaps.
Yeah. Well, you know what solidified this opinion? An episode of Bob's Burgers where what's her name? Louise is doing like a serious poem. And neither of the parents go because they've got other events for the other 2 that night, and they didn't realize it was a big deal. Whoa.
Brutal.
Did you just burp and fart?
Just burp, but I kind of lifted up, so it seemed like a full body thing. Excuse me.
It did. Well, it definitely seemed like it wasn't right up in your throat.
It came from deep.
Yeah.
McDonald's. Even better the second time.
Much better, actually.
If you eat it and you're underwhelmed, just wait. It'll come back.
Just wait. It's coming back for you.
Da-da-da-da-da. I'm burping it again. Nailed it. Let's do an improv scene to close it out. What do you say?
Okay.
Any scene ideas jump out to you? We just had just drummers, Olympic ceremony, Blue Man Group, church organ songs. What else we talk about?
I don't know.
Taylor Swift.
I don't want to do that.
Yeah, me neither. I don't know anything about her.
I know far too much. What would you like to do, Michael?
Let's do, we're just like staff at an Olympic opening ceremony.
Okay.
We're just like on the ground somewhere.
Okay.
Big day, finally here.
Yeah.
Can't believe it.
Me neither. It feels like maybe more people than I expected, but also at the same time, like less people than I expected.
Right. You're like, it's London, bunch of people get here, but big stadium, obviously crazy big stadium, but it feels like if the whole world's watching, it's kind of like, it just feels like a normal-sized NFL game amount of people to me.
Just feels like a day to me, you know? Because as soon as this is over, you know how it is. We have to go right back to the workshop until the next Olympics and start working away, creating the next Olympics.
Yeah. And so after London, it was Rio, I think. So we're going to have to go from making little, like, model wooden double-decker buses to, like, marimbas and stuff. I've never worked in that kind of stuff.
Look, you know, one novelty Olympics purchase is just the same as any other novelty Olympics purchase. I've been working this since Salt Lake City.
Dang.
Yeah, 2002.
I didn't realize you've been with the company that long, the Olympics company.
Yeah, I have. I've got all 5 rings.
Yeah,
yeah.
I'm a
5-ring member.
Merit badges. Wow, I didn't realize that.
Yeah, so I'm basically unfireable too at this point.
And you choose the gift shop. That's the best spot.
Well, definitely. Other options like okay, I've worked the Athletes Village before, but you can get chlamydia from a handshake. So
yeah,
it's important that if you are working in the Athletes Village, or you're keeping your hands to yourself.
That's why we call it Sex Chernobyl. It's dangerous there.
It's very dangerous because, you know, when you're at your peak athletic performance, you're not noticing symptoms of chlamydia.
Right.
And that's what's happening mainly in the Olympic Village. But more than that, you know, let's be honest. Jealous. Too jealous.
You're jealous?
Yeah, I'm jealous of the athletes sometimes.
Oh, it's tough watching them be in their peak physical condition.
Yeah, well, it's just tough because people seem open to a third.
So you're going around getting rejected at the Olympic Village? Is that what's going on? That's got to sting.
Well, I guess it's not rejection if you never outright ask. But like, when, you know, sometimes I'd stand in the doorway and then they just gently close the door.
Right in your face? That's brutal.
You know, what can I expect? I thought they had the door open because they wanted a gal like me involved.
You'd think.
But no. But no. Oh, sorry. We're doing, because usually they would be doing stuff that, I couldn't keep up with. Like they would have, the positions going where it's
they're stacked up like Lincoln Logs.
Mm-hmm, where they're stacked up like Lincoln Logs, where they're asking, hey, yeah, you're welcome to jump in, but you have to be able to do a no-handed push-up. And I can't.
With what? Your big hog? What would push you off the ground?
Just like core strength. Some people have the
you
core strength.
Yeah,
just clench
so
hard.
only toes are making contact.
Look,
they're amazing.
They're
I
incredible.
got to tell you, I had a similar experience. Beijing. I was like, knock, knock, housekeeping, which I wasn't, but I wanted to see what was going on.
Right.
And I walk in. It's the entire Brazilian synchronized swimming team. It's like 15, 25, 400 girls, and they've made like a pyramid, but not cheerleader style, like if you're looking at it on a page, like 2D kind of thing, like just going up the sides like that. And the ones that, like you said, on the diagonals were it was just core strength holding them locked in shape. And I was like, I couldn't even help.
No.
It's demeaning. I shouldn't even go. You're right.
Well, they're doing just fine without us, basically.
Exactly.
They're
it's like,
doing
what
just
would I
fine
bring
without
to
us.
that?
A towel, and that can feel rewarding.
Initially, it feels like you're part of it, but it's just
being
like,
the towel guy, being the towel gal. Yeah, but then you're replaceable. You're just a face behind the towel.
Right.
It doesn't matter that it's you bringing the towel. It could be anyone bringing that towel, and then you realize that.
They don't even view us cum rag specialists as human.
But who does appreciate us?
Who's that?
The children.
Absolutely. And that's why I also love the gift shop.
And
Seeing their face light up when they get a little fake gold medal.
Right. When they get a little souvenir, knowing that I'm the one that sold them that souvenir.
Yeah.
Especially if they saved their own hard-earned money for it.
Yeah.
And it's like they're only $5.
And they get a snap bracelet with Usain Bolt on it. That's awesome.
Yeah, and that's just like, wow. And also, these could be future Olympians. Every child I look at, maybe it's just because I'm looking at things with Olympic goggles on.
I heard someone at, Tiff that runs the Bangers and Mash stand?
Yeah, big mole.
Big, fucking, like
huge.
Like thought it was bangs.
Yes. Yes. So Tiff, who runs the Bangers and Mash.
Yeah, Australia. She claims she sold a little bouncy ball to a kid, and that kid was freaking Simone Biles. Isn't that cool? So cool.
Okay, you're not going to believe me.
What?
But
Oh my God.
I met a child who I'm nearly 100% sure was Michael Phelps.
No.
This was back in 1972.
Was that Atlanta? Man, you're like a vampire. You've been doing this forever.
I haven't been doing this forever. I had to work my way up to be a part of the actual Olympics organization.
Olympics company.
Yeah, to actually get paid. I've only been getting paid since 2002, but I've been volunteering.
God.
For quite some time.
It's really cutthroat around here to even get your foot in the door.
Yeah. People talk about, I don't work for free. I'm like, find a different industry.
You want to be in the Olympics business?
You want to be a part of magical magic that happens every 2 years, but arguably really only every 4 because, between me and you. Yeah, I started with Salt Lake, but...
You got to work your way up from the winter. Winter is tough.
Right. Winter is tough. And
they had me selling snow cones, which did not sell because everyone was freezing, and they thought it was snow I just picked up from the ground, which, to be fair, by the end it was.
Well, I just feel like I don't actually have hope that any of these children are going to be professional snowboarders.
Because they're not from, like, Vail or whatever?
Yeah, because I'm sorry, boy from Florida, you don't have the opportunity.
Yeah.
But any boy can swim.
Any boy can swim. How'd you know, when you saw kid Michael Phelps, what was your impression? Arms as long as his legs?
Yeah, I was like, this is one ugly child. And it stuck with me.
Did he try to, buy weed from you or something?
No, it was just, I didn't even interact with him. It was just across the street, ugly as sin. And I believe that child was Michael Phelps.
It's because he had his full adult face put on a little kid's body. That's a jump scare.
Oh, it looked nothing like him.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So you just saw an ugly kid. I don't know. How do you know it's Michael Phelps then? I'm not trying to poke holes in your story. It just seems like you.
How do you know it's not Michael Phelps?
I get that's great point. Great point.
I guess if I had solid proof it wasn't, I wouldn't believe that. But
right, yeah, no one's actively proven that this kid's taking a beating, but also praising. You're saying he's ugly, but you're pretty sure he's the greatest Olympian ever. So that's kind of balances out, I guess.
If you would have seen the ears, right?
That's actually, that fully tracks.
The rest of the face, who knows? The ears.
Yeah, because he could fold them back to be more aquadynamic.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't even need a swim cap. He could just fold it all in.
I mean, I've heard rumors that Michael Phelps was engineered in a lab.
Oh, the Mewtwo theory. I've read about that online, that they grew him in a tank.
Yeah, to be the best human version of a swimmer that you can be, because does that really occur in nature?
No, we're on the same Reddit threads. I'm tapped in with that too. There's no way a real human could do what Michael Phelps did. It has to be a government psyop.
His torso is the same size as Simone Biles' torso.
Yeah, get real.
That's what I've heard.
It's tiny.
No, that was wrong, because he does have a long torso, doesn't he?
Does he have firm breasts as well?
What do you mean as well? Are you implying something about Simone?
I'm sure all gymnasts have firm breasts. They got to, right? Incredibly strong chests.
Security?
On your coworker? No, I trusted you. And you're like, that's the biz.
Look, I'm an undercover gymnast pervert watcher.
You're in the gymnast pervert prevention program?
Yeah, I'm the gymnast pervert.
GPPP.
Yes.
Folks, thanks for watching. Do you have anything you want to plug? This won't come out for some time. I'll also hit you up when it's going to come out to put stuff in the description. But
if you liked listening to me talk and you would like that without Mikey involved, I have a YouTube channel, Caroline Easom.
Check it out. What's a good thing to check out when they go to there?
Who knows, you know? You said that this could be out at any time. So.
Yeah. Whatever's most recent.
Whatever's most recent.
Hell yeah. Thank you so much for doing this.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.